this is, something Andrew, you and I discuss is that what might be considered like tar pit ideas in the past for marketplaces now can not just be like decent or good businesses, but potentially great businesses, right? Yeah. Because there is a more compelling why now. And I know that we've mentioned lots of examples of where something is now possible and feasible, and maybe even from the unit economics of the marketplace. So could you maybe just kind of hit on, I guess, what that means and how it relates to founders out here today building marketplaces?
Sure. Yeah. I mean, I think that the one example I mentioned is a good one in terms of like just the B2B M&A transactions that we're seeing happen on marketplaces that could have happened before. But there's lots of these tar pit ideas that have been tried over and over again. And for whatever reason, people don't think they can ever work. Like one example actually that I've seen a few pitches recently, and I've seen a couple of companies get traction in is an event discovery. I mean, based on my background of having been in ticketing, there's a classic kind of trope out there, which is somewhat true, that most events don't sell out, but what people don't realize is that like 50% of tickets never get sold. And that's just for like ticketed events. 50% of tickets never get sold. And if you ask the most fans and most kind of consumers why they don't go to more events, it's usually because they didn't know about it. And if they knew about it, they would have gone. I mean, you don't know how true all this data is, but I've seen this pitch, again, a dozen times over the last 10 years. Now, however, through AI and through some of these interfaces, the biggest problem with that pitch is that everyone is different. Everyone's interest is different. If you start serving up people events that they don't want to go to, or events that aren't tailored to them, maybe they have a family, maybe they're going on a date, maybe they're going with friends. Like they're all different use cases. It's an impossible problem to solve in one size fits all. But with AI today, you can actually figure out what someone wants to do. You can learn about them, and you can serve up the exact content that they want to go to at the right time. And so there's a couple businesses that we're seeing actually start to work in this space. And it's a great example of like connecting people to information they didn't know was out there. And it's a potentially huge marketplace because, again, 50% of tickets don't get sold. And so everyone's focused on this like top 1% that's super valuable, but the 50% that don't get sold is another huge opportunity. And if you think about venues and, whether it's like a small venue or a large venue, most of their money comes in not from just the tickets, but from the value of the person being there. So there's a huge marketplace there to be built. I think that's one, and it's a classic one because I think it's on Paul Graham's list of like Tarpit's idea not to try. And I think someone's got to try this and make it work, and it's going to work, and we're going to see a big business built as a result of that.